Good afternoon, friends. Yesterday we talked about the four strategies of the unconventional warfare, the dirty warfare of 33 strategies of war by Mr. Graham Greene. I talked about the first four strategies of the unconventional warfare. That means I taught till 26th strategy of war. Today I'll be talking next four strategies of the unconventional warfare or dirty warfare. And so therefore the 27th strategy is seem to work for the interest of others while frustrating your own. And author termed this as a alliance strategy. The best way to advance, he said, your cause is with the minimum effort and least bloodshed, is to create a constantly shifting network of alliances, getting others to compensate of your deficiencies. You must do your dirty work. Fight your war. At the same time, you must work to sow dissension, he says, in the alliances of others, weakening your enemies by isolating them. He says, spend your energy putting you forward, putting you ahead of your opponents, of your enemies. The art is in choosing these allies who fit the need of the moment and fill the gap in your power. Give them gifts. Offer them friendship, my friend, to win them over. Help them in time of need, of their need. And do all these things to build them to really, or build them to believe that you are working in their interest. Keep yourself absolutely free of negative entanglements anyway. Remember, the author says, to survive and advance in life, we find ourselves constantly having to use other people for some purpose. Some need to obtain resources which we cannot get on our own. The 28th strategy, my friend, the author says, give your rival enough rope to hang themselves. And he termed this as a one-upmanship strategy. Life's greatest dangers, my friend, often comes from not from the external enemies, but from our supposed colleagues and friends who pretend to work for the common cause while scheming to sabotage us all the time. Work to instill doubts and insecurities in such rivals, getting them to think too much and surely act defensively. Make them hang themselves through their own self-destructive tendencies, ultimately leaving them blameless and absolutely clean. Bait them, my friends, with subtle challenges that gets under their skin, triggering an overreaction from your opponents and enemies, making them commit an embarrassing mistake The victory you are after is to isolate them. This sweeter revenge, my friend, they say, is an action that gives you the last laugh. Provoke them into exposing their most weakest points or their weaknesses, whatever they have. They say revenge is a dish that is best served is cold. Next strategy, the author says, take small bites. And he termed this strategy as the fait accompli strategy. Overt power, my friend, grabs is sharp, rises to the top are dangerous. Creating envy, distrust, and suspicion. Often the best solution is to take small bites, swallow little territories, playing upon people's relatively short attention spans. Before people realize it, you have to accumulate an empire, my friend. If you seem ambitious, you stir up resentment in your enemies or in your opponents' people, creating envy, distrust, as I said it, and suspicion. And I said, take small bites, step by step, little by little. You can always, ultimately, in the end, if you get even exposed, you can, in the end, you can always claim you acted out of self-defense. The 30th strategy of the unconventional warfare is that penetrate into their minds, and he termed it as a communication strategies. My friend, communication is a kind of war. In today's world, it's a most important weapon. Its field of battle is the resistance and the defensive minds of the people. You want to influence someone? Communication is the ultimate weapon and the only, I would say, in today's modern world. Communication is a kind of war, I said it. And I said the field of war is the kind of resistance these your enemies or your opponents, the kind of defensive they offer themselves in the minds of the people. It is psychological warfare. Anything else is, if you're talking anything, any communication, which is not giving you any results, this kind of anything else, I would say this is called an ineffective communication. Self-indulgent talks and nothing else, waste of time. Learn to infiltrate your ideas behind the lines of your opponents or the enemy. Sending messages through little lectures, talks, using people into coming to some kind of conclusion. What you desire and make them thinking the way you want to think. At all costs, avoid all kind of languages that is static, preachy, and overly personal. Make your words and spark your actions, not passive contemplations. My friend, remember, the author says, communication that does not advance the cause or produce the desired results is nothing but just simply self-indulgent talk, reflecting nothing but people's love for their own voice and playing the role of a moral crusader and nothing else. Tomorrow I will talk the rest of the strategies of the unconventional warfare or the dirty warfare before concluding. Thank you very much.